In this video, we'll be looking at how to use the People HR add-on to link a number of queries from People HR to Google Sheets. A couple of pointers as to why you may want to use this tool as a People HR user. Once you've linked the queries to a Google Sheet, you can easily create graphs and pivot tables based on the query data. You can keep all files in one place and securely share them with other Google users, adding restrictions to their access if necessary. So this is a lot more secure than saving it to your desktop and emailing it to your team. And of course, it's free. The first thing you need to do is to log into your Google account and go into Google Drive. From here, click on the New button in the top left and select to open Google Sheet. Once opened, you now require the People Hotsheets add-on, so select the Add-ons tab at the top and select Get Add-ons. Use the search option in the right to search for People Hotsheets and select the icon. From here, select the +3 icon. Once you've confirmed the email address you wish to have this add-on, you'll be presented with the access overview. This provides you an explanation as to what People Hotsheets will have access to on your Google account. So, view and manage your spreadsheets in Google Drive. This means it allows our add-on to link query data directly into your Google spreadsheets, display and run third-party web content in prompts and sidebars inside Google applications. When using this add-on, it will display a sidebar within Google Sheets where you can add your API key in and query names. So this pointer is allowing you to do so. And the last one, connect to an external service. Basically, this is what allows you to link to People HR, which in this case is the external service. So we then have an overview here. You may be sharing sensitive info with this site or app. Learn about how People Hotsheets will handle your data by reviewing its privacy policies. So if you click that, you can be taken to your privacy policies there. You can always see or remove access in your Google account, so by clicking that you'll be taken to your app access settings, and you can click here to learn about the risks. So once you're happy with this, click allow. And now that you have the add-on, click the add-ons tab again, go down to People Hotsheets and click Load Hotsheets. The sidebar will appear on the right hand side, so you'll need to create an API key that has access to the query you wish to link. We've added a link below this video on how to create an API key from your People HR account. Once you have this key, paste it into the API text box. So my API key has access to nationality query that I have built in the system. We've also added a link below on how to create queries in your People HR account. You can always leave the endpoint box as it is. Select the Add Query button and type in the query name you wish to link. This is case sensitive, so I'm going to type in nationality. You can add up to 10 queries here as well. So once you're happy, click Load Data. This will create a new tab at the bottom of your Google Sheet containing the query data. This will have already saved as an untitled document in your Google Drive. You can rename it here. To ensure that this sheet contains the most up-to-date query data, every time you open this file, go back into the People Hotsheets add-on and select Refresh Hotsheet. This will refresh any data that may have changed within People HR. You also have the tab for your request log. This is an audit to let you know if this was processed successfully. And if not, why not? An example of why this may not have worked is if the query name has been typed incorrectly or the API key does not have access to this query. As mentioned at the start of the video, you can easily share this with other users and amend their access. To do this, click the Share button in the top corner. Here you can type in a user's name or email address that you can share this document to. You have the option to specify their access to allow them to edit, add comments, or just view, but if you click the Advanced button here and select Send, you can also now set up an expiration date. So for example, I only want this user to view the data for the next 7 days, or I can also add a custom date in this area there. Once you're happy, click Save Changes and then Done. So once you've set up the Google Sheets, you can also do much more with this data. So in the next part of this video, I'm going to show you how to create graphs and pivot tables. Firstly, make sure you have selected a cell that is within the data area, and then click the Insert tab at the top, and then Insert Chart. This will automatically bring up a column chart first of all, but this is the area where you can change the chart type. Some will work better than others depending on the data that you have, but just to name a few, we have line and area charts here, we have scatter graphs, and for this specific query I believe a pie chart will work great. Once selecting our chart type, if you can click the Customize tab, of course again the available settings will be slightly different depending on the chart type that you're using, but here you'll be able to change colours, labels, you have your legend and series settings here, you have this option to change your chart to 3D and the Maximize option as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave that here. Let's move on to building a pivot table from this data. So select the Data tab at the top, then Pivot Table, and this creates a new sheet at the bottom. So the best part about that is it's not going to change any of your raw data. You can create a new sheet for editing your pivot table. So using the settings on the right hand side, you can specify what data is used and where. So for my query, I wish for the rows to be separated by nationality, and I want the value to be nationality too. So automatically the pivot table has calculated the count of each nationality. However, I want to make sure that this count is per employee ID, so one value per ID. So if I select the suggested option here, I can select count of employee ID per nationality. For example, if I was selected the count of last name and I have 3 employees with the last name Smith, these employees would count as one value and not 3. So that's just something to bear in mind. I also have the option to include my grand total or not here, and that is basically how to set up a pivot table. What's great about this feature is that if something changes to the data, for example we have new employees added to the system, or in my example nationality information has just been added, I can refresh the data, which refreshes the charts too. So to refresh, click Add-ons, People Hotsheets, and then Refresh Data. And if you're sharing this with other users, so if they have this file as well, they also have this option so that they will always have a live version of the query data without actually having access to the query builder within People HR. Thank you.